In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make more money, and not another BS video that you don't know whether it's true or not. Because this exact thing that I learned, and it's not what you think, it's not about working harder, it's not about a certain business, it's not about a certain investment. I learned it from my mentor who had made hundreds of millions of dollars. It was not what I thought. I was surprised by it. I figured it'd be different information, different advice. But at the time I was totally broke, so I figured I'd give it a try. And without sounding weird or arrogant or trying to brag, once I learned this, at the time I was making under $2,000 a month. This information I'm about to share with you has made me over $10 million since I first learned it from my mentor. And I'll show you exactly how to do it because nobody's talking about it. It's different than you think. It is a new way to view how to attract money. And it works very, very well to increase your income in your bank account. So if that sounds good to you, I'm going to take you to a different shot on the camera where I can bring in a presentation board and diagram and show you exactly how this looks, because it's one thing to intellectually understand it, but it's another thing to really see and know how it works, because once you do, that's what's going to make the money start to pull to you into your life. So I was lucky enough to have a mentor. Some people have them, some people don't, some are good, some are bad. And my mentor was doing exactly what I wanted to do professionally. And he had made multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. And the first question that he asked me was, do I know where my financial results come from? He asked me what I wanted. I'm like, I want to make some money. And at the time, I was making under $2,000 a month. I had a girlfriend. Who's now my wife. We had to pay for all of our stuff, and I wasn't able to get ahead. So he asked me what I want. I'm like, more money. His first question back is, well, to get more money, do you know where your money results come from? And I didn't. And he explained something to me that looks really simple, but it is worth millions and millions and millions of dollars once you understand it. Because I thought that financial results come from action. And he said, no, action is a secondary effect of a different cause that is limiting your financial life. So he said, let this stick figure drawing represent the mind, okay? Here's the legs. Here's the arms. And here's the results. So we want to change the results. But how do you change the results? Well, he said, we think the body creates the results, but actually the results control the mind. So he said this top half of the circle to let it represent the conscious mind, and the bottom half to represent the subconscious. So we'll put a C for the conscious mind, and we'll put an SC for the subconscious. Then we'll put a body here. Now, he said that results are creating thoughts in the conscious mind. My results are creating thoughts in the conscious mind. Well, how does that occur? Well, we have these little things that Bob would draw as antennas. These antennas looking things are actually your five senses. See, smell, hear, taste, touch. See, hear, Now, what is interesting is that these senses pick up the results from our environment. So here I was not making the amount of money that I wanted to make. Here you are, you're not where you want to be financially. So your environment and your results are giving your five senses and your conscious mind information from the environment. Remember, the results control it because you look out with your five senses and you see and you hear and you smell and you taste and you touch and you see and you feel and you hear that you don't have the money you want. You see and you hear and you feel, and it feels like you can taste it and touch it too when you're in debt or you aren't where you want to be financially and your business hasn't taken off yet and you're still at the same level that you were at last year. You feel that. You see the light photons in your mobile banking app light up when you type in your password in your mobile banking. So these antennas are picking up the information from the environment, from the results, which controls our thoughts. And that makes us think thoughts like, I am currently broke. I want to make more money, but I'm broke. I am in debt. I am unlucky. It will always be this way. So the results create thoughts. The thoughts in the subconscious, which travel through the conscious mind into the subconscious. And the thoughts create emotions. Dominant emotions. For example, I felt frustrated about money. I'm talking to Bob. I don't have the money for this, and we really want to go on this camping trip, but we can't go on the camping trip because we can't afford to rent the van and pay for the rent at the same time. And this is what I'm explaining to him. That's an emotion. So my environment was giving me feedback that said I'm broke. That started controlling my thoughts, which controlled my emotions. Those emotions control the vibration and habits of the body. The dominant emotions we in, our emotional state, that controls a vibration because emotion is energy in motion. You're an energetic being. You look physical, but you're really just a massive energy moving at a very high speed of vibration. And that vibrational frequency is determined by your emotions. So your emotions around money, like feeling hopeless, feeling not confident, feeling insecure, feeling afraid, feeling doubtful, feeling constricted, those become habits in the subconscious, which then control the vibration of your body. That controls all of your habits and all of your behaviors, everything that you do all day. 95% of it is subconscious. Well, the vibration of your body, the habits, those create your results. Then those same results, which are caused by the same emotions, the same negative, broke financial feelings, the same broke, negative financial thoughts, the same bad money habits, the same unproductive work habits, they go in a circle, which creates more of what we don't want. Our five senses look out at that. Then they see it, another example of it again in our environment. So our results control our thoughts create the emotions, and it creates a never-ending loop that most people play out their whole life. And Bob showed me how to fix it. And when you fix it, he told me, he promised, a Napoleon Hill quote. Napoleon Hill says in his book, Think and Grow Rich, that riches, when they come so quick and so vast that one wonders where they're hiding all those lean years, which seems like a ridiculous statement. Like, okay, sounds good. It's just going to be so vast. I'm going to be like, hey, where's all this money hiding? Well, the crazy thing is, once you understand this, that's how it actually works. And I went from where I was to extremely quickly making 100,000 a month, 1 million a year. And within just a few years of that first phone conversation with Bob, I had generated about $10 million online running my business. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can change what's going on here so you can see the same results. Now, one of the quotes that Bob Proctor used to mention a lot in his seminars was a Buckminster Fuller quote. And he said, "You never change the existing reality by fighting the old. Instead, you build a new model and you make the old model obsolete." So you can't change your current financial reality by just fighting against it consciously, which is what we are programmed to do, which means I must just need to work harder. I must just need a different strategy. This is all intellectual, rational logic thinking, right? But that's only controlling 5% of our life. That's the conscious mind. So what has to happen is we have to build a new subconscious. We have to go from the old mind to the new mind. Now, what I learned right here literally made me millions of dollars. And the easiest way to look at it is like this. First, we have the conscious mind. That's who we think is in charge. But it only controls 5% of your life. Your conscious mind, that is your thinking and your logic mind. So when we're not where we want to be and we're not getting the results that we want, we try to think our way through it. But that's only controlling 5% of our life. Now, unlike the subconscious mind, which we're about to break down in a minute, the conscious mind has the ability to accept or reject information. Which means your conscious mind has the ability, when you look at your current reality and you're not getting what you want, your conscious mind has the ability to reject that, to actually reject the evidence of your 5 senses that is telling you that you are broke. And just like that Buckminster Fuller said, we have to build a new model. So this is disengaging from the current reality. Now, the thing that brings the money into your life is understanding one of these last characteristics of the conscious mind, which is that repeat info. So repeat in the conscious mind sends to the subconscious. So the most dominant conscious patterns that we are holding, they become commands to the subconscious mind. So when we are consciously in this place over and over again, reinforcing the same reality, our attention is focused on the same reality of not having what we want, and our thoughts are controlled by that. So that is telling the story about the current evidence from our 5 senses. Then that sets up our feelings. What we're really doing is we are communicating with the subconscious, which controls 95% of our life, and we are further patterning and programming ourselves to stay broke. But there's a way to actually get around it. Now, the way to get around it is through the subconscious mind and reprogramming it, because the subconscious controls 95% of reality. So it controls 95% of your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your behaviors, and it is the emotional mind. So it is not logical. The dominant emotions are how you communicate with it. It communicates through emotions, feelings, and frequencies. Now, this is why it's so important to think and feel greater than our environment, because of our 5 senses, those little antennas on our head, they keep getting programmed by the environment, then we keep reinforcing the same communication patterns with the subconscious for the lack of money, for what we don't actually want. Now, the last thing about the subconscious is the subconscious has no ability to reject information. Whatever you put in the subconscious mind through repetition, conscious repetition, not once, but conscious repetition, day after day after day, that becomes the new operating system, just like a computer software, just like a GPS system. Humans, we think that we are conscious beings. We actually aren't. We're much more like a GPS system. A GPS system can consciously, like in a second, you make a wrong turn. It's like, oh, going the wrong way. But then it goes back to its program, and its program has a specific set of coordinates. Its program in the GPS has a specific destination, and it gets to the destination no matter what. It is a pre-patterned plan that arrives at the programmed results. And your subconscious is a pre-patterned plan that arrives at the results, at the pre-programmed results, at the pre-programmed destination. So then the question is, what financial destination is your subconscious set to? What financial coordinates, which financial results is your subconscious GPS system set to? The way that you know how it's set is by looking at your current results. And for most of us, for all of us pretty much, we've been programmed by other people, because when we were little, we had no ability to reject information. So we've got all of these crappy programs and emotions about money that now as an adult are keeping us broke. And there's 3 things that Bob had me do every single day to start to change my subconscious pattern, my subconscious GPS system, which was set for a destination I didn't want to know. The coordinates of my financial subconscious GPS system, the GPS coordinates were for making under $2,000 a month. Those were my coordinates, and I wanted to change those coordinates using my conscious mind. And he taught me 3 very important things, because remember, if this is the mind and we want to change the results, what has to happen is we have to change what gets into the subconscious mind. We have to start programming it differently from the conscious mind. And once we program it differently, everything changes. So he had me do 3 things. Number 1 was hypnosis. And I'll go over each one of these in detail. Number 2 was autosuggestion. Remember, your subconscious mind is suggestive in nature, meaning it's going to accept automatically whatever you suggest upon the subconscious mind. So Bob had me do hypnosis, Bob had me do autosuggestion, and Bob had me take an index card. And I want to explain exactly how you can use each one of these things here so that you can start to repattern your subconscious mind and quickly change your financial reality. So the very first thing Bob had me do was hypnosis. He had me create a recording that was speaking new thoughts, creating new emotions around money. And I was supposed to listen to it at least once a day, in the morning or at night. At night, it's great because the conscious mind shuts off. It's easier to get into the subconscious because we're more relaxed. The thing about hypnosis is people think about like Las Vegas and I'm going to make you bark like a dog and think you're a dog and whatever type. They're thinking of showmanship. The reality is the same analogy of the GPS works for hypnosis. You're essentially under a state of hypnosis. All of us are. Your GPS system of your subconscious is the hypnosis that makes us believe certain things, feel certain ways. We think there's an outer cause for all of this, but really it's just like a record player in our mind that is controlling all of our behaviors, thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions and results. It's a state of hypnosis. And so he had me use repetition of new information and emotions. And I have a free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. I give it away for free, what I created originally for myself. About 1 million people from all over the world have used it. It's free. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned to the comments and in the description. It's right there down below, where you can open up a new tab and just go to jakeshypnosis.com. Like I said, I went from where I was to it had created millions of dollars for me. Every day I get these epic stories of people that get unexpected money. They have the best financial year of their life. I had a guy recently say he got 4 job offers in 1 month. I put his screenshot of his comment on one of the videos the other day. And so all I ask is you just share in the comments, what awesome things happen in your life from using it, since it's free. Number 2 is auto-suggestion writing or hypnotic writing. He would have me write the same statement over and over and over again 100 times. And it sounds weird, but I would rewrite the same statement. I'm so happy and grateful now that large sums of money come to me easily and quickly as I earn, and then I'd write my goal. As I earn $100,000 a month or whatever it is, or he'd have me write, I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. And I would rewrite that 100 times, just over and over and over again on a bunch of pages in my journal. And the reason you're doing that is the same way you get a new habit formed of a song in your head. Like if you listen to the same song all day long, it happens with me with my kids. I'm driving around, we're listening to some like nursery rhyme song, and all of a sudden I'm like at work and I'm singing Old MacDonald Had a Farm. It gets stuck in your head. Well, this is getting stuck in your head the exact same way. Auto-suggestive writing. So you pick what your goal is, and in the present tense, just write it. You don't have to do it 100 times, but you could do 5 minutes. Just for 5 minutes, rewrite it over and over and over again. And if you do that every day, you're going to see you will actually put yourself into essentially a suggestive trance for attracting more money. And the third thing he had me do was get an index card, just a 3x5 card, and then write that same statement from step number 2. I'm so happy and grateful, whatever yours is. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me quickly and easily as I earn $5,000 a month. I wrote it on an index card, and then I would carry the index card with me everywhere I go. When I'd go on walks, anytime I had a spare second, I'd either put my hand on it or I would consciously look at it, and then I'd repeat it to myself a few times and get in the emotion of it. Seems silly, but what is actually occurring is you are activating new cells in your brain. You have cells of recognition in your brain. And those cells, they build new neural networks. New cells build new branches in your brain. And through neuroplasticity, we know that cells that fire together wire together. So basically, you can rebuild your brain. And this is just a way to get you into a conscious place where you can use intention to take advantage of neuroplasticity and change your brain. So you put it in your pocket, you carry it. I would go on walks and I would hold it in my hand for an hour while I would listen to a Bob Proctor seminar in my headphones. And I would just hold it in my hand on the walks. I'd look at it. Let's try to say it 1,000 times. What am I doing? I am activating that reality. And if we go back to the very first stick figure drawing at the beginning, where we were talking about how the biggest problem is our results are controlling our 5 senses feedback. Our 5 senses are then sending that information to the conscious mind. And our 5 senses are controlling our thoughts, which control our emotions. But it's all coming from the results, from the environment. We are thinking and feeling in response to our environment, which then creates a cycle. When you're using the index card and the other 2 steps that I just discussed, what you are essentially doing is no longer allowing yourself to be a victim to your results, to your environment, and to your current reality. And instead, you're engaging your 5 senses, your thoughts, and your emotions with a new environment, new results, a new financial reality, the desired financial reality, which changes your brain, which changes your vibration, which changes your habits, which changes your emotions, which changes your thoughts, which changes your results. And it becomes a new feedback loop that actually makes you rich. So this is Jake with JakeDucey.com. If you enjoyed this kind of video where I diagram and break down a little, I'd love to hear from you. You can let me know in the comments down below if I should make more of these. So I hope you have a beautiful day. I thank you for watching. And if you enjoy this video, make sure you get my free success hypnosis, jakeshypnosis.com, and let me know in the comments. Thanks.